Well, today is Sunday, April 11th, and Vanessa has just settled before me and is about to explain our terribly scribbled notes about the sequence of play and how to play the game of
ACES to ACES. So first, select a token.
Okay, so what I have here,
And
simple
we came up with
tokens.
coins.
Yeah, they're the right size. So basically, Vanessa's holding a.
Well, there's a nickel, quarter, diamond, penny.
Ah, perfect. And they happen to fit on the board, which is
That's
right before us.
So when you make your board, you have to make sure that
Yeah, the things will fit in the circles because they're going to go in these circles like this.
next you have to cut for deal. The
Wow.
highest card of the suit.
Okay, so here's a card deck. And want me to cut first? Okay, so I get a Queen of Hearts. That is going to be a pretty high card.
Oh, I got the King of Hearts.
Whoa, the King of Hearts. So I guess she's going to have to be the dealer in this game.
Okay, next, shuffle the cards thoroughly, and then we're going to deal out 13 to each player.
Okay, and but as Vanessa shuffles. And
Oh, there's two of us, so we'll still get 13 each.
okay. Want to take a breather from this with the camera?
11, 12. Lucky 13.
13. Now we each have a hand of 13 cards, right? Presumably.
Yes. So beginning with each player at dealer's left, have that player declare their chosen ace if one or more is dealt.
Okay, so basically you're going to give me one of those hands. And I'm about to look this thing over. Give us a break. Okay, these are the cards that Vanessa dealt me. And boy, do I have aces. I have an ace of clubs and an ace of diamonds. There's also a sporadic sequence of spades, but no ace. I've got 3 hearts, and I've got 3 diamonds. My preference is to play clubs because you get to manage the flow of the game. So, but however, I've only got a 3. So when evaluating all this, I would say, well, I got more diamonds than clubs, but diamonds. Now also recognize that there's only 2 players, which means I get to actually have 2 hands, 2 potentially conflicting hands that I can manage at the same time. So it looks like I got my 2, except if I decide to be clubs, I want to make sure that Vanessa is successful in this game too, which means I may give her the diamonds. We'll have to see. What you got there, Vanessa?
Well, I have the ace of spades. That's my only ace.
Well, you only need one to play, right? You might get another one on a draw. So what are you going to become the ace of then, based on this? Yeah, of course. So you're going to play spades. Do you remember, what was the keyword associated with that? It was physical, wasn't it? And we determined that by looking at the board. So we come over here where spades are. It's practical.
Practical.
Or material or practical, just living in the world.
Right.
Okay. So now we both have aces, and Vanessa's going to describe the next stage of gameplay based on our my ill-written handwriting notes. What do you got?
Continue around the circle. Well, this is you and I.
Uh-huh.
Second round, each player may either draw, trade, or receive an ace.
But we've already got aces.
But we have aces, so we don't need to do that.
Well, then what do we do then?
Let's see. So whoever has the ace of clubs becomes the manager of the flow of the game.
Oh, guess who that is?
So I did hear you say that you got the ace.
I have the ace of clubs, which means now I kind of take over the game, don't I?
Yes.
But you can reference the rules as we play a little bit here, just to get people started on this. So, before I can be the ace of clubs, I have to declare in my turn that I have the ace of clubs. And so I'm about to do that. So, I go into my hand, and I pull out the ace of clubs, which is right here, and I show Vanessa, hey Vanessa, guess what? I have the ace of clubs. Now, because I also declare the gameplay, I can say to myself, whoopee, I manage the game. All I have to do is explain what the ace of clubs is to my own satisfaction, and potentially Vanessa can weigh in on it. And I would say the ace of clubs is the doorway or portal to the archetypal world or realm. This is called a realm or a world. And it's the portal. If I have it, I get to enter it. And guess what? I have it. And I think I described it well enough, right? The portal to the archetypal realm, which means I get to choose. I think I'll take the penny.
Do you want to explain the archetypal world a little?
Well, yeah, but I will as we play. But right now, I've taken the first step. So then I turn it over. Now Vanessa's turn to determine what she's going to do.
Okay, first I'll describe the flow of the game. To establish board position, you must first vest your ace by explaining to clubs satisfaction,
Which I did to my satisfaction.
the realm of play. This is done verbally after examining keywords on the board.
And my keywords are tension leading to crisis, crisis leading to a tension leading to crisis, crisis leading to a solution, and solution leading to a resolution. So on an archetypal level, it's all about stress.
And as we can see, they go in the three phases before it moves on to the next.
Right, so as Vanessa points out, there's 3 phases of tension, 3 phases of crisis, 3 phases of solution, 3 phases of resolution. And we will explain what the 3 phases are as we go through the game. Go ahead.
Okay, so to advance on the board, you must lay down a card corresponding to that suit and designation on the table.
Does that mean if I already established my ace, I can jump right to king if I have a king?
No.
No, I have to go through what? 2, 3, 4, 5,
Right.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack,
Right.
queen,
Go all the way around.
king. And with each of those steps, I have to say something meaningful about that number in relationship with the keywords and ideas associated with that suit. Woo!
And laying down of a card can only be on your turn.
So I've already laid down my ace and I've established to my satisfaction, I know what I'm talking about when I did that. Now Vanessa gets to lay down her ace, which is the ace of spades. And there is the spades. Okay. So you have to prove to me, because I'm managing the game, that you know what an ace of spades represents.
And the spades represents the practical world.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
What about it?
entering into the practical world.
Well, you know, for some that
As-
might mean what? Come on, I'm the manager of the flow of the game. I'm asking you what would that mean? does that mean when you enter into the practical world, does it mean you're born, or does it mean you're about to enter the practical world? What does it mean?
No, about to enter because.
Right. So you're on the cusp of entering into the practical world, which consists of?
Well, everything that has to deal with the nuts and bolts of one's life.
Okay, as the manager of the game, I'm going to say that's good enough for now. We're just getting started and learning this game. You probably will have to be more articulate and give more examples in the future. But for right now, that's great. So what do you do next? You just lay the ace of spades there and that's good enough for the game?
Oh, no, it goes over here. And then I take my coin and put it.
She's going to put a token on the board, and let's see what token she chooses. Vanessa
Just
chooses.
pick one on top. It's the nickel.
She's going to put the nickel in the ace position. Vanessa isn't the only, and I aren't the only player here. I also get a diamond. I have an ace of diamonds, so I'm going to go ahead and do exactly what I did before. I am going to make a declaration. I am also going to play the ace of diamonds. Now, as my goal as clubster, as the ace of clubs, is to get everybody to end up at the a king position before somebody finally aces out. So I have to use the rules to that advantage. But because there's now an ace of diamonds showing, I got to get ace of diamonds into the game to do that. So I am going to declare that I am now also representing the ace of diamonds, that my portal is into the psychological world, and that by having an ace of diamonds, I'm about to enter into a realm of experience that is based on psychological factors, the first two of which are hope, leading to faith, and then later on, as I mature, from faith to knowledge, which confirms or denies my faith, so that I can enter into the realms of truth, which are represented by the Jack, Queen, and King. So, Vanessa, do you have any comments about the way I described entering into diamonds?
Oh, no comment.
Okay, so I'm going to take, since I managed the game, I'm going to say I did an adequate job of basically laying out what diamonds is about, except for its goals. The goal of diamonds is to get to the eighth ace by going all the way around this circle and getting there before at least one player, while one player is still stuck in the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 loop. So if I can get to here with at least one player not getting to Jack, I win the game. That's my goal as the diamonds player. Meanwhile, my role as the clubs player is to prevent this guy from winning, but making sure that he at least gets to this, also gets to king. So I want this fellow, the diamonds player, to get to king. I want the spades player to get to king. And I want, if there's a hearts player, because sooner or later the hearts are going to come up, I want them to get to king before anybody else aces out. So now I've played as the diamond person, but now Vanessa's turn to play as spades. And what do you need here, Vanessa? What's going on?
So of course, from ace we go to 2, and I do not have a 2.
So what can be done about that?
So there are 3 ways to get a needed card. One you may pick from the deck.
Mm-hmm. Which?
But you just get to pick one card, not continuously.
Mm-hmm.
Trade for.
So if diamonds happen to have, if I happen to have a 2 of spades, I might trade for you. But remember, as diamonds, I don't want to do that because I want to leave you in the dust. But as clubs, I want to make sure you get there. So now I have a conflict of interest, don't I?
That's right.
Okay. So you want to draw a card?
And the third way is to receive it as a
gift
from another player.
So you don't even have to trade. Another player
Right.
could just give it to you. And an example would be me as club saying, well, boy, Vanessa's falling behind. I need to get her that too. Or hearts being so compassionate and understanding would say, I'll give you the 2 because I love you.
But then the manager can step in and
Delay the process.
either allow the trade, allow or disallow the description, allow others to comment, during their turn, disallow the description, allow the description, or follow some or all of A through E.
Basically, I can speed up or slow down the process, but I cannot disallow the trade twice. The next time, if the person wants to trade, they have to be able to go through it. Because me, as the clubster, I do have to remain honorable and not do shenanigans in order to get my way. Because then I wouldn't be acting archetypal. I'd be acting like somebody who's in spades
And
or
all
swords.
like me.
So what do you got to do now?
And all of them are depending on the game status.
Okay, so right now everybody's pretty much equal, but we haven't got a hearts yet. I'm hoping you'll draw hearts and play hearts as clubs, but as diamonds, I'm thinking to myself, I hope she gets trashed so I can get a race ahead and win this game.
Okay, so do you have the two?
You're going to ask? Okay, you can ask. I do not have a 2 of spades. So, but I'm going to allow you to go ahead and draw a card anyway, because otherwise you might get delayed in the game, and I don't want you to do that to me.
Well, I thought we were supposed to.
No, you can.
And if you say no, then
I said
draw.
no.
Okay.
If you ask, that can be a single move, and as the clubster, I can say that's it. You have to wait to your next round. But I want you to get the 2 of club, so I want you to draw another card.
Okay. Well, I drew the card that you were hoping would come up, and that's the Ace of Hearts.
Well, you know what I'm going to say, because I want the game to flow smoothly. I want you to go ahead and declare what the Ace of Hearts is now and put your token on the board, because I want to have all the aces played. So go ahead now and convince me you know what the hearts is all about.
So hearts is your creative self.
And?
And the 3 stages are
4
aspire.
stages. 4 stages. But I'm going to give that to you.
I'm sorry. 4 stages are aspire, to try, persevere, and succeed.
Ooh.
So an example would be, I love harp, so I would say, you know, I really want to learn how to play the harp.
And that would be what? Trying?
No, that's the aspiring.
Oh, okay, good. Well, you seem to have a good handle on it, Vanessa. Go ahead and select a token and put it on the ace, which means you're now the heartster and you represent the game, and you represent all the hearts in the game. And I wish you well as clubs so that you will get to king with all the other players as the clubster.
Oh.
But as swords, I hope you fail miserably.
Okay.
Okay, as a clubster, I need a 2 of clubs. Does anybody have, do you have a club, 2 of club?
I do.
Oh, can I have it,
And
please?
since I am hearts.
Oh, you're not doing it as spades, you're doing it as hearts? Oh, you're such a sweetheart. She's going to gift me the 2 of clubs.
Right.
And I am going to lay the 2 of clubs down, and I'm going to explain what it means. The 2 of clubs here relates to the idea of tension, and tension unfolds in 3 phases from 2, 3, and 4. So every one of these is a triplicity. I would say, on an archetypal level, when you get to a tension of level 2, it's a tension that exists, but you have yet to even recognize it exists. That's the form of tension is. It's maybe in your subconscious, it may be somewhere, maybe looming somewhere or lurking somewhere, but you don't know that the tension exists. It's not part of your experience yet. Now, I'll give you a chance to weigh in on that. What do you think? Do you think my description is apt?
I do.
And as the swords guy, I'm going to say, I'd rather you give me an example of what that means. And I'll say, okay, dude, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're young and you're about to be of the age where you can learn to drive, and there's tension building up in your psyche about the fact that you're going to be learning how to drive, and it can be challenging. But you haven't really given it a lot of thought yet, but you're feeling the aura, so to speak, in advance of the tension. So they're swords, but I was satisfied with my answer to begin with, so I'm going to progress myself to 2. How about that? We haven't been really strict in the order of direction, but it should go clockwise. So now we're going to go to hearts. So what do you want to do? What are your options? Do you have a 2 of hearts?
I do not have a 2 of hearts.
Do maybe one of us have a 2 of hearts? Now, ordinarily nobody'd be showing their cards, but I got to handle the camera, so my cards are on the table, and I do not have a two of hearts. So she's going to draw.
Not a two of hearts, so it's your turn.
Actually, no, go on to spades is the next in order, so you can do spades now. What does your spades need?
A two of spades.
Do you have a two of spades?
No.
Okay,
That's why,
so
I need one.
So you could say, I'll trade you for a two of spades. Does anybody have a two of spades? I can lie and say I don't if I'm swords, but I could get called later on it by clubs. But anyway, so at this point, nobody's got spades, so what do you have to do?
Well, I already drew a card.
You get to draw now as spades, though.
Oh,
that was
right.
as hearts. Now
That's
you
right.
get to draw spades. Did you get it?
No.
Okay, now it's Diamond's turn. Diamond needs a two, and I say, does anybody have a two of spades I can trade for, or maybe give it to me?
Did you mean diamonds?
I mean, I'm sorry, two of diamonds. Thank you. It gets very complicated when you're...
Okay, I have the two of
Be fine.
diamonds, and well, let's make a trade.
Ooh! Which one do you want to trade? You want to trade the hearts, or you want to trade under spades? Spades obviously wants to get ahead. So what do you say? I actually happen to have the two.
I was going to say the four. Okay.
But you can have the two.
Oh, you have the two.
I'm going to do that as the clubs because I want you to get your two. Now I got the two of diamonds. Now I'm saying to myself, I got a two here, a two here, a two here. They're on the board, and as the manager of the game, I'm saying, I don't care at this point. I'm going to go ahead and, since you got your two, since I got my two of diamonds, I'm going to defend it. And I'm going to say, look, two is the beginning of three numbers that relate to hope. Just like clubs said, the two is an incipient hope that has yet to register in your conscious mind. So I get to have that too, don't I? I get to move my marker, don't I? What do you think?
Right.
And I agree with him. I say, yeah, you did pretty good. You pretty much mimicked what I said. And remember, you challenged me to give an example, but I'm not going to bother at this point. But I may have you give an example later. So we're going to wrap this up quickly because I get an idea that you folks are understanding the flow of the game. And then we'll have to video a complete game later on where we have... But that's going to be very shunted because, you know, we can't do a 2-hour-long game that quickly. But now, at this point, I think everybody should understand the ways of the game. So here we're going to do it. I'm going to conclude. I'm going to declare that I have a three of clubs. And I am going to petition to move to three. Now, that I may be getting a little ahead in this game. So as the clubs player, I'm saying, no, you're going to have to wait to your next turn to explain your clubs because you're getting a little uppity here and I don't want you to get too far ahead of the other players. I'm the club manager, so I say, no, you're going to have to wait until your next turn before you can describe clubs. But you know what? Let's give Vanessa another chance with hearts because I'd love to see if she can get her two of hearts. So we're going to give her a shot there. Okay, so Vanessa, we're going to wrap up part 2, which is basically how gameplay unfolds for our video series with your next move. So make it a good one.
Well, I have to draw a card.
Well, no. Does anybody have a two of hearts? Nope. I don't. Let's see if I have a two of hearts. I do.
Oh, you do?
And I'm perfectly willing to give it to you. Why? Because you need to make progress.
Okay.
Now you have the two of hearts, and I'm saying to you, I could stop you there, but I want you to go ahead and explain it. So you can position your token on the board, advance it. So a two of hearts.
Two of hearts. This is the creative side.
Creative realm.
Creative realm.
Mm-hmm.
And the two is just at the beginning stages of aspiring.
So what does that mean, the beginning stages of aspiring?
Well, as I said, I love the harp, so I would, the beginning stages would be looking, I don't have a harp, so I'd have to, beginning stages of maybe how to find a teacher.
No. Remember, the two is always, you don't exactly know what the itch is. You may love the harp, but on the two, you don't know it's the harp. You just know you have a feeling about something in your subconscious. Remember,
so 2 is just the subconscious. It
has nothing to do with anything you know. I mean, you could be 3 years old and not know the first thing about anything.
So it's just having the feeling of wanting to do something, but not knowing what.
Not knowing what it is. It's down in your subconscious, but there is an impulse inside of you that you want to accomplish something creative. Okay. So, having evaluated what Vanessa said, I'm going to say, no, I want her to tighten up a little bit on what she's saying. Maybe next time she'll get it right. Next strike cycle around the board. So then it would be Spades' turn, as you can see there. And Spades doesn't even have a 2 yet. So as club, I'm hoping that Spades will pull a 2, or that one of the other players will give it to him. I'm sure Hearts would give it to him. Oh, look. She does have a 2, so she can play the next. Let's finish this. Okay, you've got the 2. You show the 2. Now you've got to be able to advance your token to 2 of Spades. How do you do that?
As we said, it's the very beginning subconscious. You're just born with absolutely nothing. This is the practical.
It's the practical.
Survival.
Survival.
So you're just born into the world at the 2.
Wow. So you can't even possibly cognize anything about survival.
Right.
All you know is you're hungry, you're thirsty, you just went potty in your pants, it doesn't feel nice. All those kinds of things are going on. You don't even recognize what they are. But in fact, there is tension in your life archetypally. And psychologically, you want to arrive at a position of hoping. And if you know your Erickson, hope has to do with balancing about trust versus mistrust. And on a creative level, it has to do with the birth of an aspiration to succeed in life. But you don't know any of this stuff because you're just a little baby. Wah, wah, wah. And that's where we are with this game. We're just little babies learning how to play the game. And I assure you, we're giving very simple answers to these descriptions now. But if we'd been playing this game for 2 years and somebody was simply going on and they were saying, oh, it's the 2, it means I have an uncognized desire, I have an uncognized tension in my being for archetype, or I have an uncognized aspiration for hearts, etc., etc., I don't think I would allow that to pass as the clubster a year from now after playing this game. You are going to have to get better and better. I'm going to have to get better and better. We're going to have to be able to explain things better and better. And ultimately, we have no idea who's going to win this game.
Right now, we are in what they call the beginning stages.
But we've got no,
no, not the 2, the 3.
2 was when we were trying to make the game up.
Yeah,
we had an
so
idea of a game. Yes. 3 is the idea of the game using the cards. 4 was when we really established the idea we could make a game, but then we had to make the game fun, and that became a challenge because nobody's going to play the darn game if it's not fun. So then we had to continue developing it. So we went through the whole cycle of tension and crisis, leading to some kind of solution, which is this particular resolution of this game, and we have no idea whether anybody else wants to play it, but we like it.